modulates. And so we started in C minor. See, in classical music, in Viennese classical music, we have the main harmonic functions. We have the tonic, that's in C minor. We have the dominant, that's this one, and then subdominant, and back to the tonic. So when we reach the second subject, it will be in the parallel key. Beethoven experiments always with different solutions of the sonata form. He does not have one scheme. And this is what later confused Schubert so much, who revered Beethoven. Beethoven was his god, but he didn't want to imitate him, so he was looking for these solutions. Now, Beethoven has this unique ability that sometimes he gives us the second theme in the dominant key, sometimes he gives us in the median, sometimes in a parallel key. And here, so this is the parallel key, E flat major. This was the tonic, and now comes the second subject. It's very agitato. The whole movement is agitated. It's C minor has this tendency, especially with Beethoven, inner tension and very, very dramatic. He has 3 piano sonatas in C minor, so he loved this key. And other works in C minor, the Coriolan Ouverture, the 5th Symphony, the 3rd piano concerto, they all share something similar in character. So, what happens now? You see, again, this huge leap. It's like, it's very operatic. Beethoven writes in unison, it's never mechanical, but it has a rhetorical element. Again, these very heavy, thick chords. And the dotted rhythm from the main subject, you remember it? So again, the first and the third subjects are united rhythmically. And this is a closing subject, like an epilogue. Again, I find it quite agitato, because because of this chromatic line in the baritone. End of exposition. Then repeat sign. I'm quite dogmatic on this, I'm sorry, but I think many pianists feel that they can pick and choose between repeats. And with Beethoven, I mean, he's really so consistent, especially from now on, from Opus 10 on. He repeats certain sections and omits others. And I think you really, as an interpreter, you must trust the composer. It's not your choice. you are too small for that. And you have to, anyway, these movements are extremely short, and you owe it to the composer because he has a perfect sense of balance. So, like in this movement, the exposition is repeated, and then development section and recapitulation are not repeated. So, therefore, you have the equilibrium of the two halves. Now, if you don't repeat the first half, then suddenly there is no balance. And that's obviously not what Beethoven wanted. So if a performer wants to do it differently, then he or she should write his or her sonata, but not this one. So we finished the exposition. Then comes a huge exclamation mark. So back to the major tonic. But this is a big shock. Again, these huge leaps of tenths. And now comes something very beautiful. For the first time in the subdominant, F minor. A new theme. This is completely new material. We have never heard it before, and it will never return. Again, it's extremely important to follow Beethoven's dynamics and phrasing and where he puts a crescendo and a diminuendo and when there is no crescendo. And a lot of performers, I'm really not a schoolmaster here, but people don't follow this. They approximately play what is there. Because here, no crescendo, crescendo, diminuendo, now big crescendo, diminuendo, and no crescendo. So it's very intricate. Two phrases that are symmetrical, but they are different because of the dynamics, and the crescendi and the diminuendi are completely different. And then comes reached D flat major, Napolitan tonality. If you go up a minor second from the main tonality, which is C minor, so you see it's very strange. And he knows this strangeness, so he writes pianissimo, and it is sort of senza colore, without color. It's very distant. Now he's looking for the exit, and he always finds the exit. That's the good thing. Back into C minor, but it's not the final arrival. And here we are. We feel that we are at the threshold of coming home, the dominant. And he's repeating this dominant. It's a prolongation of dominant. Secco, very dry, and softer and softer and softer. And this is the return. And there is just no pardon here. Everybody knows it. This is a language. Music is a language that must be spoken by somebody to a community with whom he has a common language. And this was the case in Vienna at the end of the